The dropshipper. He's never touched the product, never seen it, couldn't describe it beyond what the supplier's website says. But he's got a Shopify store, a Facebook ad running somewhere in Eastern Europe, and an absolute conviction that he's built a business. The model is simple. Customer orders from his store, he orders from a factory in Shenzhen, factory ships directly to customer, he pockets the difference. No inventory, no warehouse, no staff, just margins, markups, and a whole lot of waiting for tracking numbers to update. It sounds perfect, and sometimes it almost works, until the product arrives 3 weeks late looking nothing like the photos. The customer files a dispute, the refund eats the profit, the ad spend was already gone, and suddenly the business that required no capital somehow cost him $600 and a 1-star review. Most dropshippers quit within 90 days. The ones who don't eventually figure out that the real product was never the item, it was the marketing. Master that and the model works. Ignore it and you're just a middleman with a bad return policy. The content creator. Started posting because they had something to say. Kept posting because the algorithm rewarded them for never stopping. At first, the numbers are brutal. Hundreds of hours of work for dozens of views. You talk to a camera in your bedroom like someone's watching when nobody is. You edit for 4 hours to produce 8 minutes. You post it, 3 people watch. One of them is your mom. She didn't finish it. But you keep going, because the creators who made it all say the same thing. Volume beats talent early on. So you produce, week after week. The craft improves. The thumbnails get sharper. The hooks get tighter. One video catches, then another. Then a brand slides into your inbox offering money to mention their product to your audience. And just like that, the bedroom becomes the office. The camera becomes the storefront. The comments become the customer base. It's one of the strangest business models ever invented, and it works if you can outlast the part where it doesn't. The freelancer. Skills for hire. No boss, no fixed hours, no office small talk. Just talent, a laptop, and the eternal hope that the invoice actually gets paid this time. The freelancer sells what they know. Writing, design, code, video editing, social media, consulting, whatever the market needs and they can deliver. Early on, it's feast or famine, either drowning in work at a rate that barely covers rent or completely dry wondering if the career's already over. The successful ones learn quickly that the skill is only half the job. The other half is sales. You can be the best designer alive, but if nobody knows you exist, you're billing $0. So you learn to pitch, to follow up, to build a reputation that makes clients come back and bring friends. Eventually, the hourly rate climbs, the client list stabilizes, the feast and famine evens out into something that resembles a real income. Not glamorous, not passive, but completely yours. The reseller. Wakes up at 4 a.m. to be first in the queue. Not because he loves sneakers, because he loves margins. The reseller understands one thing better than almost anyone: supply and demand in real time. Limited release drops, sold out concert tickets, vintage finds at estate sales, out-of-print collectibles, anything where scarcity drives the price above what someone originally paid. He buys low where nobody's looking, sells high where everyone wants it. The gap in between is the business. Some do it casually, flipping weekend finds for a few hundred extra a month. Others build full operations, multiple accounts, bots for online drops, storage units full of inventory, and spreadsheets tracking margins on hundreds of items simultaneously. It's not glamorous, but it's real money if you understand the market better than the next person, and the next person is usually not looking that hard. The coach. Sells transformation. Not a product, not a service, a better version of you delivered through calls, courses, and a private community with a motivational name. The fitness coach, the business coach, the mindset coach, the relationship coach, the confidence coach, the niche keeps splitting because the market keeps growing. People will pay significant money for someone to tell them exactly what to do and hold them accountable for doing it. The good ones genuinely change lives. They've done the thing. They understand the struggle. They compress years of trial and error into a framework someone else can follow in months. The bad ones watched 3 YouTube videos, made a Canva logo, and now are charging $2,000 for a course they wrote last Tuesday. Telling them apart is the whole challenge, but the demand isn't going anywhere. People will always pay for shortcuts to results they can't figure out alone. The agency owner. Started freelancing, got too much work, hired someone to handle the overflow, hired another, looked up 1 month and realized he was running a company. The agency owner sells other people's time. He finds the clients, manages the relationships, sets the strategy, and delivers the work through a team. The margin between what the client pays and what the team costs is the business. It scales in a way freelancing doesn't. One freelancer has one pair of hands. An agency has as many as it can manage. The ceiling is higher, so is the complexity. People problems, client problems, cash flow gaps between invoices, scope creep eating into margins, but built right, an agency prints money while the owner stops trading hours for income. That's the dream. Most never fully get there. The ones who do usually had to fire at least 3 clients and 2 staff members to figure out how. The investor hustler. Not passive, not patient, actively hunting for the next move. Flipping houses, angel investing in early startups, buying undervalued businesses and fixing them, acquiring cash-flowing assets. This hustler sees money as fuel and every decision as a potential multiplier. They're not waiting for compound interest to do the work quietly over decades. They're making moves now, taking calculated risks, sometimes losing, sometimes winning in ways that look like luck from the outside, but required years of learning to see the opportunity before anyone else did. The downside is everything can go wrong at once when leverage is involved. The upside is everything can compound faster than any traditional investment ever would. High risk, high attention required, high potential. Not for everyone, but for the right person, it's not hustle, it's chess. The one who quit. Started 3 businesses. All of them failed. Lost money, lost time, lost the confidence that made him start in the first place. So he stopped. Took a job, steady salary, no risk, no reward beyond the predictable. And for a while, that felt like relief, like finally exhaling after holding his breath for years. But here's the thing about people built for this. The itch doesn't go away. It just goes quiet. And one day, something sparks it again. A problem nobody's solving, a gap in a market he knows well, a conversation that sounds like an opportunity. And he starts again. Older, smaller, smarter, with less ego and more patience and a much clearer understanding of what went wrong before. The ones who quit and come back are usually the most dangerous ones in the room because they already paid for the education. Now they're just applying it.
Hustling isn't one thing. It's not a personality type or an aesthetic or a morning routine posted online. It's just the decision to build something instead of waiting for something to be handed to you. Some of these paths work, some collapse, most do both at different times. The difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't usually isn't talent, it isn't timing, it isn't even capital. It's just who refused to stop when stopping would have been completely reasonable.